decision of the court is based on evidence, and evidence from day one was not in favor of the prosecution. And as the court has really pointed out, this was a case that should not have been brought in the first place. It's rather ridiculous for the CID. I was kept in the CID cell for 4 nights. We told them repeatedly we could have come back on Monday for them to charge and produce, but there was a lot of ego at stake. And Lord Chief Justice Temo has really clarified all the positions, and a lot of these things actually now show you how prejudicial and how maligned everybody was in relation to this proceedings, and the court has really prevailed with this.
Well, I mean, a bit overwhelming. You know that I've got 2 other cases currently in court. But I'd like to echo the sentiments of Saneem. What he has said, and indeed, if you listen to the judgment, and I'm sure you'll read it too, it does show that the case, in my humble opinion, should have never been brought to light in the first place. As you also heard the Honourable Chief Justice say that the opinions in the interpretation of the various clauses was as if they just wanted to read it in a particular way, as opposed to being objective about it. When you read a contractual provision, when you read the law, it's not about how can we fit into our little prejudice mindset, let's get somebody. It's about reading the law and then making a decision based on an objective assessment of the law, and that extend to the prosecution also. Because as the Honourable Chief Justice said, that the police and the legal advisors, who are the legal advisors of the police, is the DPP's office. So really, there seems to be a systematic failure in that respect. And the failure, in fact, stopped there because the court today has identified that failure. And we hope that the police, the CID and the DPP's office learn something from it. And I hope that attitude does actually change and they start doing their jobs objectively, as opposed to seeing people simply as, whether they're former members of the government or etc. That needs to be done away with, because for any credible administration of justice in this country, you need independent officers to be objective about their job. In fact, the DPP's, or I work at the DPP's office, the handbook says that you need to be completely devoid, personally, from any interest. You need to be completely objective. You need to scrutinize every single piece of evidence that's brought to you, suppose that it was brought to you, objectively. I also want to take this opportunity to also thank a lot of people. I'm not one who wears my faith on my sleeve, but I'd like to, of course, thank our Creator because it has actually been quite demanding. And also, I'm sure I speak for Saneem too, his family members. My parents are very elderly, my wife, my children, and everybody else, my sibling, and various other people. Lots of people have sent their prayers and best wishes over the past number of months, in fact, since the day it all started. And it has gained momentum in the respect of everybody sending this message. I'd like to thank all of them for their best wishes, for their prayers. And the other point that Saneem highlighted, I think is very important to also say that. And this is why this judgment by the Honourable Chief Justice is so critically important. Because, as Saneem said, every person seems to have an opinion on not just this case, but various cases before the courts. And unfortunately, I also have to say this, that some of the media organizations, when, for example, evidence was being given in chief, they only ran those pieces without it being juxtaposed against what was being said in cross-examination. What was the evidence that came out in cross-examination? We found that if anybody scrutinizes that, you'll find media organizations only basically reporting what was said in the examination chief, but nothing about cross-examination. So there was also this sort of air being portrayed of a guilty environment. And this is why, and also for social media now, everybody seems to know everything and everybody's very, very unobjective, personalizing things. Some of the comments being made against family members and against people personally. It doesn't bother us, of course. We have, I think, I speak to Saneem too, we have fairly thick skin. But it's all the people around you that it affects. And this is why the Honourable Chief Justice's ruling, the judgment today, is so important, because that judgment actually analyzes everything objectively.